Do you goon too much? Watch too many Instagram reels? Maybe you have a gambling addiction. All these things are stealing so much of your precious time. Time you could spend rising your desktop or troubleshooting Grub. With the help of Linux, you can get rid of those addictions. So on this particular virtual machine, I'm running Linux Mint. And the first method I want to show you today is by editing the etc host file. Now the host file is a file that's present in all Linux installation, Linux, Unix in general, and it basically allows you to map certain URLs to IP addresses. And how can we use this to our advantage? We can just map the null address, that's 40 separated by dots, to any website we want to. For example, I'm binding it to the example.com website, and that's gonna be enabled to connect now. So you can see where I'm going with this. We can just bind the null address to any of the websites we don't want to see anymore. Now on the internet, it's pretty easy to find different block lists already in a host file format. One example here is Stephen Black's host file. I really like it because it has different categories. So for example, it has gambling, social media, etc. I'm just going to download this file and open it so you can see. I'm gonna just simply select it all and paste it into the host file. Now I'm simply gonna save and exit, and you're gonna see that any of the sites that are listed in that block list will just fail to connect. Bumble.com was one of the entries I saw, and here we go, it's blocked. Now additionally, once you've edited the host file, we can do this little command, sudo chattr +I. I'm gonna leave all the commands in the description either way, as well as the URL for the Stephen Black list. And what this command does, it basically locks the selected file from being written. So as you can see, it's unwritable now. So the next method I want to show you guys is through the DNS server or DNS filtering. So what a DNS server does, it binds URLs to IP addresses, basically what the host file does, but on a server level, kind of. So if you haven't changed this, you're using the ISP's default DNS server, which doesn't block anything. Well, we can change that and use something that blocks ads and other stuff. So there's a few examples. This one's from Clean Browsing. The next one is from Cloudflare. And the last one, which is the one I'm also using, is OpenDNS from Cisco. And it has pretty good filters. I'm going to show you how to set it up. Basically, there's two main ways. Modem wide, so whole network wide, let's say. And the other one's per computer, per device. But first, in the router, you're going to want to go into your config and access the internet option. Now I'm using a TP-Link router, so it will vary, but it should be somewhere near where your IP address is. And you can set it here, primary and secondary DNS. There's two IP addresses. When I try to access a website, it will now show it as blocked by the content filtering. So this is the second way to apply a DNS server. Basically, you edit etc resolv.conf. This file manages DNS servers and various other options. Name server is the option that matters to us. We're going to change it to the primary and secondary by writing 2 lines, as you can see. In this bonus section of the video, I'm going to show you guys how to apply the host file method from the beginning of the video to your Android device. The only requirement is that your Android device has root access or that it has a custom recovery installed. On the desktop, we're going to be installing ADB and enabling developer options on our phone. We just need to go into the settings, about device, and click a bunch of times on the build number option. Then in the developer options, we can scroll down and enable USB debugging and also make sure that rooted debugging is enabled. If we run ADB devices now with our phone connected, we will see that it detects it, but it says that there are no permissions. To solve this, we just need to mount our device as storage from the device itself. Then if it says the device is unauthorized, when plugging it in, make sure you click on the allow button in the window that pops up on the phone. By running adb root and adb shell, we will be able to access the command line of the phone, where we will be able to mount the system as writable in order to edit the host file. To do that, it depends on the phone, honestly. There's two ways I know: remount system and mount-o rw remount /system. Next, we need to locate the Stephen Black host file we downloaded at the beginning of the video. Here I have it. I'm gonna simply rename it. By running adb poll system etc hosts, I'm gonna get the file, the original host file from the phone. Here it is. Now I'm gonna append the Stephen Black host file to the phone host file by running this command. By running adb push host to system etc hosts, we can send the host file back to the phone. And by checking on the browser, we can see that the sites are blocked now. And now for some closing thoughts. Obviously, this is all useless if you lack the motivation or the initiative to quit these things once and for all. You're just gonna undo everything, all the setup we did in this video, and go back to scrolling Instagram or cooming. The real way to quit this, and I know you've heard it a million times before, but the only real way to quit this is to get busy, get a job, be creative, occupy those moments. Instead of wasting your time with these bad habits, you could be doing something productive, learning a skill, or anything else. This guide is useful to set up some roadblocks, to apply some, let's say, friction when you want to watch these things. So it will give you more time to realize what you're wasting your time on. Anyway, that's all I had to say. See you guys in the next video. Until then, may God bless you.